Hello everyone and welcome to EduTap. So guys, we're back with another session for Himachal Pradesh Administrative Services mains for the year 2021, which is just around the corner, guys. And in this session, we'll be discussing reading comprehension, which is one of the most important components of your exam, and I'll tell you why. So let's begin the session and let's see what we have to offer you. Now guys, if you wish to enroll and if you wish to get all these PDFs of these sessions for free, you can join our Telegram channel, the link for which has been given in the description of the video. So you can just click the scroll down the button and you'll find the link to our Telegram channel. So go join it. You'll get all the PDFs and updates for free. And guys, we have launched this series to target HPS, and this is a CSAT revision schedule. So guys, this is a free YouTube initiative by EduTap Himachal. And guys, on Tuesday, we have at 12 p.m. we have a session for quants. On Wednesday, we have a session on English. On Thursday, we have a session on reasoning. And on Friday, we have another session on English, which will really help you with your preparation, guys. So you can join us and you can prepare and you can make your journey fruitful. So moving on, guys, one thing that I have to inform you that we have extended the flat 50% sale on all our courses across the board for the next 72 hours. And this sale has been extended due to the requests of students, the number of requests we received, and we are very thankful to you for the love and the trust you have shown in us. And the sale has been extended up to 8 December, and the coupon code for the sale is capital one time. So you can get any of our courses for flat 50% off, be it RBI, SEBI, NABARD, ESIC, IBPS, UPFC, ICARAO, PFID, or any of our combo courses. So go get it and get yourself benefited, guys. So let's begin the session, guys. As I told you, this paper for English language is for 100 marks, and there are basically 5 sections in this paper, in this particular section of English. Number 1 is your grammatical section. Number 2, vocabulary. Number 3, composition of a letter, report, or application or note writing. Fourth is comprehension of unseen passage, and fifth is précis writing. So we've already covered grammar. We've already covered report and letter in this. We have already covered précis writing. Now we will be taking up comprehension passages today, and in the next session I'll tell you about application and note writing. And the last session next week we'll be covering usage and vocabulary. Guys, we'll be able to cover all the sections, but today we'll be discussing comprehension of unseen passages. So let's jump into the session and let's see what you can learn from us. Now guys, first of all, you need to understand what are the tips and tricks of reading comprehension. So the first and foremost trick to solve a passage, with efficiency and accuracy is reverse reading, guys. So if you are not into habit of doing it, you shall and you should, because reverse reading is very, very helpful. So what is reverse reading, guys? Reverse reading basically means to read the questions of the passage before the passage, so that you basically, it helps you in two ways. It gives you the central idea of the passage. It tells you about the theme of the passage. And second most important part is you can underline and you can mark the keywords in the questions so that you can remember them, and you can while reading the passage, find those keywords, look for those keywords, and find your answers in the passage. So guys, what is reverse reading? To read the questions based on the passage before reading the passage. Now, what do? Mark the keywords in the questions and memorize them. That is really, really helpful, guys. Now try to recognize the main idea of the passage through questions, and I'll show you today how to do it. Now you should know what to look for, and while reading the passage, look for the keywords marked in the questions. Now avoid getting stuck anywhere while reading the passage, because that may prove very costly for your exam, and mark the important points of each paragraph. So these are some very important tips and tricks to solve your reading comprehension passage when you are attempting it in your paper. Now guys, in your paragraph and structure based questions, in the RC sections, questions might be asked related to a particular paragraph or structure of the passage. Now these questions test the candidate's intuitive and logical sense. Some of the examples of these questions include: the measures taken by the organization in the passage can be best described as. So they'll give you the question and you have to articulate your answer. Second, the second paragraph criticizes what? Discuss the issues mentioned in the passage. Or to solve these questions, candidates are required to comprehend each passage properly each paragraph properly and keep the key ideas in mind. It is suggested to pay attention to certain definite words like ironically, although, but, etc. These shape the idea of the passage and are extremely crucial to represent a particular passage. So guys, basically what happens is, guys, if you read the passage before the questions, see, it is like a story to you, right? You don't know what you have to look for and everything seems important, right? But if you read the questions first, now you get the idea of the passage, the central theme of the passage, then you know your keywords, what to look for, and then if you read the passage, now it's not a story anymore, it becomes a mission for you where you have to look for certain specific answers, right? So our aim is to basically articulate our answers properly in the passage, right? So how to go about it, guys? We'll discuss it today with live example with you, and I'll show you how to frame your answers. So guys, and 5 mistakes not to make while answering comprehension questions, guys. Number one, grammatical typos, spelling or punctuation errors should not be there because it will definitely cost you marks. Now, second is your word limit. Make sure you do not write, just point to point. See guys, if they just wanted you to find the facts from the passage, don't you think they would have just given you multiple choice questions? But they are not going to be multiple choice questions. They are going to be articulative questions. So you'll have to write your answers. So mind the word limit. If let's say for 20 marks, they have given you 4 or 5 questions. That means if they've given you 4 questions, that means every question is for 5 marks, right? So for 5 marks, you have to write at least 50 to 60 words per answer. Now third, do not copy text from the passage because if you copy and paste text from the passage, it will lead to deduction of marks. Then using information, opinions, assumptions not given in the passage. That is a strict no, guys. Do not use any information or any opinion or any assumption that is not given in the passage, in the premises of the passage. That will lead to deduction of marks and your answer should be relevant. That's a, you should follow the relevancy because unless your answer is relevant, coherent, you will not be able to score good marks. So these 5 mistakes, please take care that you do not make these mistakes, right? So let's try to solve this passage, guys. See, now look as if, this is an example to you. Let's say this passage has been given to you. Now, if I don't know the questions, it would seem like a story to me, right? So what we should practice is reverse reading. I'll go to the questions first, guys. Question number one. Discuss the current state of the Indian economy. So see, I get an idea. The passage must be discussing about the Indian economy, right? So we must understand that this is the central theme of the passage, guys, and this is how you basically understand the central theme of the passage. So I have understood discuss the current state of Indian economy. That's one question. Second, describe how the government plans to revive the economy. So government plans to revive the economy. That I have to find. And third question is discuss the purpose of the author to write this article. So I have to find the crux of the passage, right? So I think that I get to know that after reading the questions, I know the passage is going to be about economy and reviving the economy. Now I have memorized my keywords. Number one, the current state of Indian economy. Second, what are the government plans of the government to revive the economy? And third, discuss the purpose of the author to write this article. Right now, let's read the passage and let's see what could be the relevant answers for the questions. Let's read it from the very beginning. India's economy is likely to grow 2.5 times to 7 trillion by 2030 from about 3 trillion now, making India the world's third largest economy. This implies that nominal GDP growth is likely to average just over 10% through the next decade. This is by Dutch Bank said in a research report Imagine 2030. The sharp slowdown in the recent years, despite Indian economy's promise over the last decade, is not indicative of what is in the store for the next decade, Dutch Bank said. Despite its promise over the last decade, the Indian economy has slowed down sharply in the recent years. This has led some to predict that the decade ahead will be one of lower growth and frustration that India's enormous potential will yet again go unfulfilled, the report said. As far as India's economic growth is concerned, it may remain below potential in the near term. However, ongoing government measures will give major push to its potential in the future. For starters, to offset the demand slowdown, see this is my answer for question number one. Right, this is the current state of Indian economy. It has slowed down due to a number of factors, but Positively, what looking at what has been said by Dutch Bank in its report, India will likely grow more than or average more than 10% throughout the next decade. There are some skeptical people who do not believe this, but then there are measures taken by the government which will give it a major push. What are the measures taken by the government? Now, my question number second answer for my question number second starts from this paragraph. For instance, for starters, to offset the demand slowdown, the government took the bold decision in September 2019 to meaningfully cut the corporate tax rate. Right. This will likely incentivize greater foreign direct investment flow into the country. That is one step taken by the government, and support private investment in the economy, which has remained weak over the last 8 years, the report said. Additionally, the Reserve Bank of India's decision to cut key lending rate by 135 basis points in calendar 2019 will revive growth, the report said. Apart from these stimulus measures, reforms initiated in the last few years should also improve the medium term outlook, it added. So there are other reforms which have been initiated in the last few years which should also improve the medium term outlook. What has been given further, guys? As economies with significantly higher informal sector employment, such as India, typically have lower per capita income, policies which are aimed at the greater formalization of the economy should help to accelerate per capita income levels. So this is also another important factor. Greater formalization of the economy should help to accelerate per capita income levels, right? Then reforms such as demonetization and rollout of GST, goods and services tax, are likely to play a major role in formalization of the economy. So demonetization and GST will play a major role in formalization of the economy and will bear fruits in the next decade. While demonetization has resulted in incentivizing a faster pace of digitization, GST, by the very nature of its design, will expedite formalization of the economy and will consequently improve the fiscal growth and dynamics of the country. That is another important angle, another important measure taken by the government. Demonetization and GST apart, India's bankruptcy law that came into force in 2017 will also help drive growth in the upcoming decade. Even the Reserve Bank's move to adopt inflation targeting and establish positive real interest rates in the economy will boost growth in the next decade. So these are the plans of the government, the initiatives of the government to revive the economy. So guys, now we know what the whole passage has, in itself conveyed to you, and now we'll be able to draft answers for these questions. So what type of answers should be framed for these questions? Let's look at some sample answers. For question number one, what is the current state of Indian economy? The Indian economy, which is currently about 3 trillion economy, has been facing the sharpest slowdown in the recent years. Private investments have remained low for the 8 years now. As far as economic growth is concerned, it might remain below par in near future. The nominal GDP is likely to average just over 10% in the next decade. However, the Dutch Bank in its report Imagine 2030 has predicted that the decade ahead will be of maybe of lesser growth, or no, this is wrong. It should be of higher growth, not lesser growth. Should be of higher growth. This might lead to India's tremendous potential go in vain, as believed by some, leading to frustration. It may remain below potential in the near future as well, as predicted by some, but ongoing government measures and Reserve Bank's moves will give it the required push to grow 2.5 times to 7 trillion by 2030. So that is the current state of Indian economy, right? As mentioned in the first two paragraphs. What should be written for question number two? To begin with, in September 2019, the government took the bold decision to cut the corporate rate tax or tax rate adequately. This move aims to attract more FDI in the future. Private investment, which remained low for the last 8 years, will be boosted. As an economy with significantly higher informal sector, India has lower per capita income. Government policies which aim at greater formalization should help accelerate per capita income levels. This is where the rollout of GST comes into play. By nature, GST will accelerate the economy and improve the fiscal and growth dynamics. Coupled with reforms like demonetization in India's bankruptcy law, the digitalization and faster growth rate will be ascertained in the future, taking India to 7 trillion by 2030 from the current 3 trillion mark, making it the world's third largest economy. So that is these are the plans of the government adequately mentioned in your own words. And for question number three, what is the aim of the author? The author aims to bring to the forefront the current state of Indian economy, which, despite a promising future in the last decade, stands on the face of or on the brink of a sharp slowdown. A research report Imagine 2030 states that Indian economy is just about 3 trillion now. However, this sharp slowdown does not indicate of what happens in the next 10 years. The government has taken adequate measures to tackle the situation. The cut in corporate rate tax will ensure greater investments from FDI in private sector. The rollout of GST will enable formalization of the Indian economy, which was a must for an economy with higher informal sector. That's true. It will help accelerate per capita income levels. Reforms like demonetization and India's bankruptcy law 2017 will help the digitalization, and faster growth rate will be ascertained in the future. Not to mention the support of the Reserve Banks of India by rate cutting its key lending rate by 135 basis points, which will revive growth and subsequently taking India to 7 trillion by 2030 from current 3 trillion, making it the world's third largest economy. So that has been conveyed by the author. So guys, these are the type of answers that you should aim to frame in your paper. Understand everything, then frame your answers keeping the crux or keeping the information that is only given in the passage. And then you need articulation, you need elaboration. Guys, this is the type of answers that you should strive to mark in your paper, and that will fetch you really good marks, guys. Got it? Guys, so the crux of this session is to understand the importance of reverse reading, how to basically find the keywords from the questions, and then look for the answers, and then what language and what type of answers they expect from you, right? So that was all about reading comprehension, guys. The more you practice, the better you will be at this. So guys, start practicing reading comprehension every day. At least solve one passage with answers so that you are able to you are able to execute it in the actual day, right? So that is it for this session, guys. And before we leave, I would again like to inform you about the special one-time flat sale. This sale will not be repeated, guys. We are offering flat 50% off on all our courses across the board, and this sale has been extended for the next 72 hours. It will be valid till 8th of December, and the coupon code is capital one time, and you can purchase any of our courses for 50% off. Guys, come join us in your preparation, and we promise to support you throughout your journey, right? And you can also join our Telegram channel, our YouTube channel, so that you do not miss out any videos, any updates, and this will really help you with your preparation, guys, right? Join our channel for free PDFs and for any of the updates that you may miss out, and this will really be helpful for your preparation. So the link for the Telegram channel has been given in the description of the video. Join it and get our material for free. So guys, thank you so much for joining in, and if you have any queries, please feel free to contact us, guys. You can call us on this number 8146207241, or you can also drop us an email at hello@edutab.co.in, and if you want to visit our website, www.edutab.co.in is the address. So I wish you all the success for your Himachal Pradesh Administrative Services exam, which is just around the corner, a week away, and this will really help you with your preparation, right? So guys, wishing you all the success in life. Thank you so much for joining in, and happy learning to all of you.